Hello lovelies, welcome back to An Abundance of Sophie. So look who I found in town.
Hey!
So naturally we're going to another conference this time. It's VidCon. So my initial reaction to VidCon Australia was not overly positive. After walking through the entirety of the expo hall in less than 10 minutes, Shez and I actually left the con and headed into the CBD for food. Perhaps my expectations were too high, having just been to Comic-Con recently, but we'd both expected more from the expo hall, and the lack of merch and art booths was disappointing. So to fill the void, we visited Minotaur and grabbed some comics before heading back to the con for our first meet and greet. So our first and only meet and greet for Saturday was with the Roundabout Crew, which is a sketch comedy group out of Australia. Links down below for some of their cool stuff. Neither Shez and I are massive fans of them. For example, I could not name all of them before they introduced themselves, but we enjoyed them enough that it was really fun to get to meet them. They were really nice guys. Highlight of the meet and greet was actually when Liza Koshy came out for her meet and greet, and the Roundabout Crew guys ran over to kind of like see what was happening and filming her, and then had to ask who she was. After the meet and greet, we took in a couple of panels, but for me, the highlight of Saturday was the creator show that happened Saturday night. It was awesome. It was kind of like a highlights package of most of the main creators. The highlight for me was Auntie Donna, which is a sketch group that I adore. They're part of the Planet Broadcasting podcast network that I went to the launch of a couple of months ago, made a video about it. It's that one. But yeah, they were great. All the other artists were really good, even though Shez and I had no idea who the vast majority of them were. There were some really great musicians that I am now going to start following after seeing them perform, so that's always a bonus. But yeah, it was really fun. I have learned that I am not enthusiastic about enough things after having my eardrums just blasted by screaming all night, because I don't think I've ever loved anybody enough to scream like that for them. So there's something.
Can't touch it.
You'd be so kind as to fall in love with me. You see, I'm trying. I know you know that I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. I think it's only fair. There's gotta be some butterflies somewhere I wanna share, 'cause I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love with me.
But anyway, moving on to Sunday, the highlights were definitely the two meet and greets that I got to go to. We met Auntie Donna, which, like I just mentioned, huge fan of them. Shez had no idea who they were, so I was giving her a quick rundown in the line, but they were super nice, super funny. Broden decided to give everyone high fives just as we were going up to meet them, so that was a nice little side thing that happened. But yeah, very funny guys. Very, very lovely guys. We had some really great chats about the Weekly Planet, Planet Broadcasting, Do Go On. Shez apparently had a really good conversation about Friday Night Lights because she was wearing a hoodie. But yeah, super great guys, super good meet and greet. They were kind of like the start of our day, and the end of our day was our last meet and greet with Hank Green, which was amazing. This is my second time meeting Hank. The first time I met him was 4 years ago when I went to LeakyCon in London and I had no idea who he was. I'm pretty sure I've told the story about meeting him before, but if I haven't told that story on here before, I will try to link to the episode of the Darling Fetch the Battle Axe podcast that I guested on where I told that story. It always gets a few laughs. So I'll pop that down below, and if I can't find it, maybe I'll make an extra video telling the story. But anyway, this time meeting Hank, I wanted to thank him because last year when I ran the Con for Awesome in London, he made a welcome video, and I just kind of wanted to thank him for doing that because it was so awesome, and it kind of blew me away that he went to the effort for us. So I thanked him, and he was really great about it. Signed my staff pass from the con, took some photos. It was a really good way to finish the con. So I've told you that we went to some panels, we did some meet and greets, but the majority of time we were at the con, we spent it at the PAX stall because they had the game Just Dance, and Shez and I had the best time ever with this game. Like, I probably estimate we spent probably about like maybe 6 to 8 hours over the 2 days just playing this game. It started because as we were kind of walking out after the Roundabout Crew meet and greet, we were kind of just going to go into the city and waste some time until a panel we were interested in. But as we were walking out, these two guys were doing, I think it was Careless Whisper. So we stopped because it was super funny, and then we were just kind of standing there for a while, and then we didn't want to join the line because it was too long, so we were just kind of standing in front of the people actually participating in the game. We decided to start doing the dances. Got a little bit of a reputation amongst the staff, so when we came back later in the day to actually line up, they were like, oh my god, that was you guys. So that was fun, and then we spent like probably a solid 4 hours there on Sunday, just hanging out, making friends with the staff, and they very lovingly gave Shez and I passes to PAX, which will be happening in late October, so I will probably make a video from that for you guys so you can see what PAX is like. I've never been, I don't consider myself a gamer, so it's going to be really interesting as like an outsider to that community to see what the convention is like. But anyway, I am rambling now, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. My overall views of VidCon is that it was a really well-run convention. Like, you can tell that they've been doing this for years, and Hank does a really great job of creating a team that works well together. So it was flawlessly run. The meet and greets are the best system I've ever encountered because it wasn't like a photo op or it wasn't an autograph opportunity. It was a meet and greet, so you actually got to talk with the creator and you got to take some selfies and get a signature and just kind of chat. And it wasn't so much a like Comic-Con system where you're like, get in, take the photo, get out. You don't have time to talk. You're not here to interact with them. So it was kind of, it felt more personal. So that was really great, and I hope that other conventions can take on board that kind of system because I really did enjoy it. That being said, while VidCon does meet and greets really well, they did not do the expo hall well. It was really disappointing. There was only like 2 or 3 booths where you could actually buy things. There was a couple of activities, but really, if we hadn't have spent the whole time at Just Dance, there wouldn't have been anything to do. So I'm hoping that VidCon does happen again next year. I really do hope that they got the reception they wanted this year, so it happens again. And I hope that next year they can take on board the feedback and get some local artists involved and have kind of a bit of an artist alley like Comic-Con does. And just, yeah, have a better expo hall because they've got such a large space there at the convention center and they weren't utilizing all that space. So I just really hope that they can bring more into that expo hall, really beef up that section of the convention. And I think with that, the whole convention will be so amazing because I did have a really great time, despite the fact that Saturday morning I was feeling very disheartened and I was feeling very bitter about how much money I'd spent on my ticket. By the end of Sunday, I was so happy that I went, but that might have been because I went with Shez, and I always have a good weekend when Shez is in town. So yeah, I think I've rambled for enough. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, please like, comment and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and for a greater abundance of Sophie, you can find me on my social medias. Bye guys.